Gentlemen, your host for the evening, Mr. Billy Crystal.
For the fourth consecutive year, Billy Crystal.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Billy Crystal.
It is arguably the toughest job in show business.
We have a lovely crowd here tonight, so many new faces. Some just new eyes, but a lot of new faces.
The Oscar telecast is 4 hours of pressure-packed live television, broadcast to over 1 billion people worldwide. And somebody has to steer the ship.
Here at the Oscars, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
For 8 of the past 15 years, the MC of note has been Billy Crystal, perfecting this very specific craft, as well as Johnny Carson and Bob Hope before him.
Mom, look, I know Jack.
Walking that fine line between poking fun at celebrity and celebrating it.
I'm a Clipper fan. We don't get to the same games. Thank you so much. Let's give a cheer to Jerry Maguire, a very...
Everyone loves the musical parodies.
Those eyes, those thighs, surprise! It's the crying game.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
And, of course, the film clips that put the kid in the picture.
First of all, it's Mr. Robinson, and I've had a few Mai Tais. Who wants to be a millionaire? Hello.
Whether he likes it or not, Billy Crystal is a brilliant actor, director who cannot deny his alter ego.
May I have? Oh, give me the envelope! Please! Thank you. It had to be you. It had to be you.
I first interviewed Billy 15 years ago as his stardom crystallized in the classic comedy When Harry Met Sally.
I'll roll down the window.
They're coming out!
After that, his career began to stampede. From the underappreciated Mr. Saturday Night...
Answer me one question, and be perfectly honest with me. What? Am I still funny?
You're good.
To analyze this, to a monster animated hit.
Listen, I need a favor. I'm not sure, but I think that coasting is the thing of the future.
And with it all, the man I met 15 years ago has changed very little. He lives in the same home with the same wife, Janice. And his 2 little girls are young women now.
This is right before the baby's born, Grandma.
Oh, and he has a granddaughter, Ella.
Can't chew on it.
He has just finished a children's book entitled I Already Know I Love You, dedicated to his granddaughter.
And he says, I have so much to tell you before you slide into home plate. I already know I love you, as they sit right here and wait. So if the orchestra is playing and they're excited to see you, there's sort of nothing like the juice you get when you walk out.
We met up again a few weeks ago at the Kodak Theater, where Billy reminisced with me about Oscar's past.
I was supposed to introduce Hal Roach. And Hal was 100 years old. And he was just supposed to get up and wave.
There's no microphone over there. Mr. Roach is thanking the audience, I'm sure, for their warm wishes.
So I introduced him, and Mr. Roach started talking. Everyone was so uncomfortable because he was this great gentleman.
I think that's fitting because Mr. Roach started in silent films.
And it's one of my proudest moments as a comedian. And then I made a gesture really for Rob Reiner at home and go, ooh, fastball, like right on the outside corner. And we used to talk that way about jokes, you know, in baseball terms.
Tonight, Billy will stand center stage for the biggest show in the world and prove for the 8th time that he is a master at ceremonies. 8th time.
Yeah.
Is this a very hard show to do?
For me, it's very hard. Right through till I say goodnight. From the time I say yes, I have a headache.
I hear that you prepare like an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Well, I do, months prior, I'm always in good shape, and then I really get in great shape. And just,
Physical shape?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Before you go on stage?
Well, I'm here at about 8 o'clock that morning. We have a run-through, probably 2 run-throughs that day. And so in between, I'll do a couple of hundred sit-ups, 50, 60, 70, however many push-ups I can do, so my body feels good when I go out there. It's a whole part of how I've always approached it. It's like, you know, if I could wear a cup, I would. I always want to feel good. I always want to look good, you know, and always want to just, you know, it's part of it, you know.
It reminds me of something.
Better to look good than to feel good.
Where have I heard that?
Yeah.
do it for me.
You know, Barbara, darling, I have not, you know, I don't take this lightly when I say it to somebody, but your eyes are dancing like Fred and Ginger. You look marvelous. Really, darling. 15 years, forget about it. I am crazy going nuts with you.
You've said that 1992 was the greatest Academy Award night for you, but you were sick. You had pneumonia.
Yeah, I was very sick.
You almost didn't do the show.
Yeah, I came here. I didn't think I was going to go on, and got shot up with some stuff and went out and did the show, and it turned out to be a very special night because Jack Palance won for City Slickers.
For instance, you know, you go out there and you do these.
And it was kind of an amazing night. We just ran with it the whole night. It gave us the greatest setup in the history of the Oscars. I still thank him.
Jack Palance just bungee jumped off the Hollywood sign.
How many jokes do you write in advance?
Oh, thousands.
Thousands. How many do you use?
I don't know, 50, 60.
You have to memorize 1,000 jokes?
Yeah, pretty much. Or get incredibly familiar with them. What we do is almost like a football playbook where you have options and things that'll happen.
If this one wins, I'll do that.
I can do that. If this one wins, I can do that.
Oh,
And now we put them all on a computer, so in case, you know, whoever wins it, give me those, and then I pick the one that I like the best, and I go out there and do it.
People know you from the show, but they also know you from your films. And you've had some unforgettable ones, and you've had some
Everybody does.
Ones,
Everybody does.
From City Slickers, which was 1991, to analyze this. You made some films, but it was kind of a drought.
You know, there was a period of the films just didn't do well. That shook me pretty good and makes you think, what the hell is going on here? And why are they not coming? What is it me? Is it the subject? Is it the pairing? Is it what is it? And then analyze this happens with, and Bob and I are suddenly this great comedy team, but it also points up what's most important in your life. If your home life is good, that's what gets you through it, and that's ultimately what is most important.
You've had some sadness in your life the last couple of years, too. Your mom passed away. Which of your accomplishments was she most proud of?
My marriage and my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you make her laugh?
Oh, yeah. We all did. My brothers and I, she was our audience. You know, my dad died when I was 15. So she held us together. So it threw me into the hardest period and the saddest and darkest time that I can remember. Didn't feel funny. You just sort of lose that, what's funny now? What's possibly funny now?
What got you back, Billy?
This baby.
The grandchild. Knowing that there's new life and new fun and new...
It's first time that there's a lot of hope. Darn, I didn't want this to happen.
Do you know your wife, just before we sat down, Janice came out here.
And said there's no crying in baseball.
And said there's no crying
All right,
in
nothing's
baseball,
dripping, but
don't
you know,
she's... Cry,
yeah.
And, you know, well, if you're going to cry, it's a very sweet thing to cry over.
Well, because she's the symbol of a new beginning and the happy things. Mm-hmm. And it's what life is about, you know, exits and entrances. And I feel that every time I hold her, you know.
Can you imagine what your father would have thought about your being on this stage and doing Academy Award?
We all call each other. My brothers, you know, were just like, do you believe this? And I think if you lose the, do you believe this? You're missing something. To still walk out here on the stage is a great thrill. And I remember when I came back the first time, after 3 years away, and we did this, first time we did an opening film, and it blew the doors off the place. And I walked out, actually I ran out through this screen, and they just stood up. And Janice was sitting with my mother. It's the only time she saw me physically in the room host the show. And we just found each other. You know, best moment of my life.